Hey, I'm Ben John, the rugby trainer. I'm at the Ospreys with George North, Dan Lydiat. George, big, absolute unit, and he's got quick feet. He's going to teach us how he can be so light in his toes.
Yeah, I guess start off with an easy, simple drill. A big part of this is when you're running up to a defender is understanding body shapes and how the defensive body shapes turn in, turn out, and where that ability gives you to run into, with a handoff. A big part of it as well is obviously ball transfer. So if I'm running into Ben, is taking that ball away. So carried in two hands, taking it away this way. If that's going to the left or to the right, it'd be taking it away that way. So trying to take that ball as far away from the defender as possible. I guess the first drill is quite an easy one. It's something like you want to build up into. So the first one would be if Dan, my assistant here, has the pad. This is for a defender. And as you walk up in towards the defender, Dan will pick a side nice and early. So if he goes to the left, so then it gives you the space to the right. So as you come up to it, you'd be walking into it. You take the ball away, hand off, and into that space away from that defender. The progression from that is obviously once you've sort of got your eye in a little bit closer, is you allow the defender or Dan with his pad to make a decision for you. So it's not as predictable, just gives you a bit more reaction time. So if I'm running a little jog towards Dan, he'll pick a side. And again, you're coming nice and close, ball transfer away from the defender, nice big handoff and into that space.
So as well as looking at the shoulders and ball transfer, when this approach comes, you chopping your feet, getting ready like you would as Dan would do a tackle?
Obviously, horses for courses. I'm not an out-and-out stepper, I'm more of a big runner with some footwork. Obviously, if you're a stepper, you have to play to your strengths, but for me, as I'm coming in, I'm trying to keep enough speed but holding my feet just enough so I can put some footwork on, whether it be inside or outside. And as you see, from a defensive point of view, people will jump out, and these are the spaces that you're trying to exploit with your footwork and a handoff. And even if you don't get in there, which probably leads on to, tips is a bit in the contact and all that stuff, is you have the ability to play, like the offload game in and around those defenders as well.
The third progression of the sidestep with North, take it away.
Yeah, I guess the third progression would be a bit more speed, so you're building up, and then you're reacting off what the defender would be doing. So you're coming in, and you're pushing away here. And then just a key part of this would be obviously that ball transfer, but I'm going to go this way, as you feel the contact, as you want to be accelerating through, as we discussed, it would be you're accelerating through because obviously you would have stepped in, hopefully. If not, you have the momentum to carry the ball forward and you're on the game line ready for the next attack.
So when you ball carrying and the ball's in your hand, are you thinking, right, I'm going to try and score a try here, I'm going to try and break the line, or are you just thinking about, right, get tackled, set the player?
No, your mindset is always very much like you need to be, as a minimum, past the guy, through the guy, So as you're coming towards him, I'm thinking I'm going to beat him, whether it be an inside or outside opportunity it will bring. And obviously, certain situations will lend yourself to trying to work a guy, as you well know, in the wider channels. The ability to come in, to go out again, to work someone, but in his close contact stuff, you want to be thinking I'm going through the guy, and that's a big part of that. Ball transfer, hand off, and accelerate forward.
So that last movement, just before contact, is the fastest movement you do it?
Yeah, and obviously the handoff itself actually pushes the defender away, so you've got more push to be going forward.
So great tips and great drills from North on the sidestep there. If you can just go over them one more time.
Essentially, you're reading body shapes. You want a nice big, what's to give you left or the right, inside or out.
So you're looking at these shoulders, yeah?
Looking at the shoulders. And then a big one for me is obviously ball transfer and a nice big palm to take the ball away and obviously get the defender away.
Yeah.
And essentially that last movement wants to be a nice, powerful, dynamic sort of stride forward to try and obviously beat the guy, or at worst, to get in, gain line and momentum for your character.
And then that opens up a lot of opportunities.
And then once you're through, obviously it opens up the offload game, or if you want to speed a ball, quick contact on the edge. So that ability and understanding body shapes will give you that.
Is that what they call earning the right to offload then, is winning that contact by trying to beat that player?
Yeah, like people speak about before and after offload, so you're trying to obviously draw the defender offload before or play through and offload after. But obviously rugby is a collision game, momentum game, and you need to be on the front foot to be playing those offloads certainly through. And you see boys trying to offload when it's not quite on and it goes forward or goes to the ground. So obviously be confident what you're doing and be on the front foot for the offload.
Nice. Cheers guys, appreciate that. Thanks for all your time and all your tips and knowledge. Cheers. Nice one.